Good evening. My name is Jordan Cohen, and I will be the new host for RNA Nightly News. Now, I'm sure many of you are wondering where our previous host, Matt Primer, is, especially since he has been the host of this news broadcast for many years now. Well, we unfortunately had to let Matt Primer go because it was shockingly discovered that he was inappropriately binding to the wrong DNA strands without their consent. I guess some people aren't as good as he thought they were. Moving on, this is the second week of our 3-week special about the central dogma of biology, which is basically the idea that while DNA can be replicated, it can also be transcribed into RNA, who then hold the instructions to make proteins. Now, here's Monica to quickly recap what we learned last week about replication.
Okay, thank you, Jordan. So last week we talked about DNA replication, and we had a DNA with a 3' and a 5' end, and we had helicase come in and unwind the DNA, and then a RNA primer was laid down, and DNA polymerase 3 came in and added base pairs, and through to strict base pairing, it added A to T and C to G. Okay,
thank you, Monica. Now, here with me on the phone is Becca to go over some of the main differences between replication and transcription. Hi Becca, how are you today?
Good, how are you, Jordan?
I'm doing well. So what could you tell me of one of the similarities between these two processes?
So the main similarity would be that they both add to the 3' end.
Okay, so what about differences, like let's say in polymerase activity?
So they both have RNA polymerase, but because DNA polymerase cannot start anything, so RNA polymerase for replication, it lays down a primer called primase, so DNA polymerase 3 can add on to it and continue. Whereas in transcription, all we need is RNA polymerase to add to the top box to continue.
Okay, so it seems like transcription is a much easier process since there's only one enzyme throughout this whole process, which is RNA polymerase, unlike in replication where you have DNA polymerase, helicase, topoisomerase, all that stuff. How about the start sites for both these processes? What can you tell me about those?
Well, replication starts at the origin of replication, and it happens on both parental strands, so the top and the bottom. Whereas transcription, it starts at the +1 site.
And goes along the template strand. Yeah. We've gone over before how in replication there's strict base pairing found by Watson and Crick, whatever, that it goes from A to T and C to G. But is there a difference there between that and transcription?
Yes, so as you said, it was A to T to G to C for strict base pairing and replication, but for transcription, it's A to U and still the same as G to C.
Now, tell me about the bubbles in each of these processes, like their size, what do they do?
For replication, it opens up at the origin of replication, and it continues opening up as it's making 2 daughter strands. In transcription, it's going in one direction, making the mRNA.
Okay, so in replication, the bubble seems to grow, while in a transcription, the bubble follows along the transcription of RNA. Last question, what about the number of products for these two processes? What about those?
So as I was saying, in replication, you have 2 parental strands, and as the bubble is opening up, it's creating 2 daughter strands that are anti-parallel to each other. In transcription, it's making mRNA so it can go to the next stage and the final stage, which will be translation.
Now let's take you over to Izzy to actually draw out and describe in more detail the process of transcription.
Thank you, Jordan, and now we move on to our transcription diagram. So, transcription starts at the DNA +1 site, and RNA polymerase binds to the ta-ta box, which is upstream and is also known as the promoter. So this RNA polymerase moves downstream and starts transcription from DNA to make RNA. And this is all in a 5 to 3 direction. So RNA polymerase is its own helicase, so an extra enzyme is not needed, and T is being replaced by U.
I hope that you now have a better understanding of the process of transcription that will probably serve you no use in your daily lives. Finally, here's Kayla with a sneak preview of our 10-minute series finale airing next week, describing the process of RNA processing and translation.
Alright, so before the RNA can be taken to the ribosome to be translated, at first it must be processed. As you can see, the introns are untranslated regions that don't code for anything. Cells are removed by a process known as RNA splicing. Also, as you see, there's two caps. This is the 5' cap, which assists with identification for the ribosome, so it knows that it is an RNA processed strand. It also assists with getting the RNA strand out of the nucleus. So over here is the 3' poly A cap. It's just a series of adenines. And what they do is it acts as a timer for the RNA. RNA is instantly destroyed once it leaves the nucleus, so this feeds the enzyme RNase so that it has enough time to be processed and translated by the ribosome.